Good evening everyone and welcome to League of Europe Division 1 Round 4 here at the Chinese Grand Prix at the Shanghai International Circuit. I'm JamesHead14. I have got a voice, which is good to let you guys know. I haven't been that well recently. I had to take a break from commentary yesterday. I was due to do a TTG commentary yesterday, but sadly my voice was not well at all. However, we are here for round 4 of the championship for Division 1, and I'm very thrilled to be bringing you the action once again here in China. Driver standings. Before we come on to the driver standings, I'd just like to let you know that we have got a couple of changes that have been ratified by the League of Europe organisers. We've got VRT Schiaparelli. That's going to be a bit of a mouthful to say, especially when he's probably fighting for the lead. Schiaparelli in, the German driver, fantastic to have him in. He's in the Haas. Valtteri, of course, normally in the Haas. I'll come on to him now because he's going to be racing in the Alfa Romeo. We've got Cantera back, which is good to see. The full Spanish contingent going to be there because there is Juma's teammate, of course. Rafa, as I said in the podcast, has joined ILRT. Fantastic to see him as part, and he's going to be in the Williams. And we've also got VSL Marquez, who was due to be here last week. He is here. I have picked him up in the podcast by saying he's going to finish in the top 3. However likely that might be remains to be seen. Now, I do believe we are waiting on a couple of drivers. I know one driver that is not here at this moment in time is Harrison David. I'm not sure what is occurring with Harrison David. He is not here at the moment. The championship leader not here at the moment. Whether he is going to be inactive and not available tonight remains to be seen. But coming on to the championship standings, which I think is what most people tune in for at the start of the commentary. Harrison David in first on 61 points. Montana in second place, the Swiss driver in the Williams. So Williams actually second and third with Rafa in behind. As the countdown has started. No Harrison David, it seems. 61 points, as I say, for Harrison David. 58 points for Montana, 3-point gap. And then Rafa in third on 35 points. Going down the rest of the field, we have YHYY in fourth on 20. Daka in fifth, put down as a disconnect last week in Bahrain. His AI, of course, fighting for position. And if you don't know what I'm on about, go back and watch that race after. Daka sadly not making it tonight, by the way. New Norwegian in sixth after that ridiculous qualifying, that ridiculous pole position in Bahrain. Of course, he was the only one to go on soft compound of tyres. He could do quite well if he does a similar strategy here in China. He's in sixth on 10. Will June find some luck? Hopefully he will. He's seventh. I do believe we have had Harrison David join, so Harrison David is in. So the championship leader is in. That's who we were waiting for, so I do believe we can get going. Running down the rest of the field, June, Cantera, Wouters, Valtteri, top 10. Then we've got Xjari, V5HRL, Bullet Boy, Rick and Jesse. Good performance actually of note by Bullet Boy last time out, and of course a great debut by Wouters last time out, and he's here once again. Is Wouters, I do believe? Yes, there he is. He's in the Racing Point. I knew I saw his name somewhere there. But here we go, Division 1 about to get underway. I will check the comments in due course. And as I'll say, I haven't got much of a voice. Well, I have, but I can't really utilise that tone to the greatest effect. So you might not be hearing me over-enthusiastic in the race tonight, but trust me, I am, and I'm thrilled to be bringing you the action once again here tonight in League of Europe. 18 drivers about to do battle over the 16 corners here at the Shanghai International Circuit, lasting 5.4 kilometres in length, 16 turns, 2 DRS zones, 1 running down the back straight from turns 13 to 14, and then 1 down the start-finish straight on 16 and 17, 16 into turn 1. And it is looking quite overcast out on track, which is, I think, the first time we've had it overcast this season. It's been dry. It is dry currently out on track. Hopefully we'll get a weather report in the comment section very soon from the drivers that are going to be happening out on track. But here we go, and you can already see a bit of a change in the tyre compounds. Montana, Own HVP, Valtteri, Bullet Boy look like they're going to go on the hard compounder tyres, which is the softest compounder tyre. Don't be surprised if you do see a mix-up in the strategies again, with some going on the soft, some going on the mediums. That's where I think most of the guys are going to be occurring. That's the strategy they're going to be going on. I think we've got Waluigi leaving the pits. He's going to be one of the first ones out on track. However, it is Montana that is first out on track, the Swiss man, part of the NSX team, of course. Division 3 getting more viewing once again. A lower tier getting more viewing than us. Not great. Share it out. Share out the stream a little bit. Share out my commentaries. Do your business, League of Europe guys. Do your business. Just having a look though in the comments section. Hello to Bullet Boy and hello to Montana. Montana commenting in the section there, in the comment section there, that this is his absolute worst track. And if we read into that, I was having a bit of a talk to Harrison David earlier on this morning. Yes, I was awake this morning. That's how committed I am. I was having a talk to him earlier on today, and he also said that this is one of his worst tracks. And I can probably appreciate why it's one of their worst tracks, to be honest. This track is very difficult, 16 turns, quite a twisting Sector 1, Sector 2, and then pretty much 90-degree hairpin, and then kink and left-hander, turn 16. Not really much of a third sector, to be honest. It's that first sector I think you're going to gain or lose time, especially turns 1, 2 and 3. You will lose the time there if you do run wide. You will do that. But in the meantime, I'm going to just turn off my iPad onto airplane mode, and Montana will take us on a lap here in China. He prepares to go on to a lap now. Turn 1 is in his sights, going to reach in excess of 200 miles an hour before he reaches the braking zone. It is off camber, this corner, so it is very difficult to get on the brakes and actually try and commit this as far to the inside as possible. Montana making that look very easy, but the camber on the corner, there is a slight bump you can catch, and that'll just force you out wide. Montana opting to go wider line, just a little bit squirrely there, with back end out of turn 4, now on the run down towards turn 5. There's a yellow flag in sector 3, don't worry about that. 24.5 in the first sector for Montana. Is he about to come through the flat turn 6? You can go flat out here, but at a bit of a lift, 10 mile an hour lift there for Montana as he comes through the second sector. Looking good at the minute, the Swiss man, and the Williams, of course, his teammate is also out on a lap. He looks like he's going on a different strategy, actually. Rafa will come on board with him very soon. Montana just getting a little bit squirrely out of turn 10. Now coming through turns 11 and 12, 52.5 through the middle sector. And if you're wanting a really good sector indicator, I think Montana probably is one of the best drivers to give you a sector indicator. Not going for all through into the final sector there. Now on the start-finish straight, he can up the tempo and up the speed, up that ERS as well. 200 mile an hour already reached halfway down the straight. It is a kilometre in length, this straight, one of the longest straights in Formula 1. Coming through turn 14 now. Then at the kink at turn 15, that is counted as a corner, so don't deceive your eyes. That is counted as a corner. Now through turn 16, and Montana better come across the line. First lap of tonight, and he sets 32.6. Very nice lap there from Montana. We have got quite a few drivers out on track. Waluigi on a lap here. Of course, he took pole position in Bahrain last time out, and it looks like he's going to be coming around the final corner. No, he's not. He's going straight into the pits. So straight into the pitch there for Belgium. And Waluigi is in. Rick is on a lap. I think we've got Own HVP, Valtteri, Bullet Boy on laps as well. Nobody really going any sort of quicker. We've got Chapelletti coming around the final corner. He's off the time a little bit, 34.2. So that Marquez is coming in. Oh no, Marquez is coming around the final corner. Looks like he's going to be going quickest out of everyone here, Marquez is. Comes across the line, and it's a 31.9, but that's an invalidated lap. He would have gone quicker there by quite a margin. It would have been about 7/10 of a second there. V5HRL in the final corner in the McLaren. He goes up to 4th, a 33.4, so only a 10th off game, boys. They were very close to each other in qualifying last week in Bahrain. Own HVP about 5/10 off his teammate there in 5th as well. But the early stages of qualifying were about 5 minutes through as Marquez has gone for a bit of a spin, and that was on the exit of turn 4. Gets out of the way, takes the escape road. That's a good way to get off the track, I guess. And it's a good way to game time as well, but that might be a penalty for Marquez. We'll have to wait and see. No, I think he's managed that quite nicely indeed, so good job on him. Valtteri on a lap, however, the Finn, as he comes through turn 14 at the hairpin. Under braking, up to the second gear on entry through the corner. Does give you the best traction levels on the hairpin. Montana is back into the pits by the way out, and from Valtteri though about to come across the line. Is he going to put it at an NSX 1-2? No, not quite. 1600ths off there. Bullet Boy and Valtteri second and third. And of course Valtteri, he used to seeing him in a Haas. He is a reserve driver for the league, but he is in an Alfa Romeo here tonight. And looking at the strategy that everyone's gone for, softest compound of tyres seems to be the tyres that everyone is going to go for at the minute. Not really anybody out on a lap, I don't think. Bullet Boy's not on a lap. V5HRL not on a lap. X-Jarry, we'll watch him. He's running down the running down the back straight, I should say, into turn 14. 34 flat at the minute for X-Jarry, the Dutchman. He's ahead of Schiaparelli by about a tenth and a half. Well, in fact, it's nearly 2 tenths, and X-Jarry I don't think is on a lap here at all. Looks like he could be diving into the pits. I think we've got Larkin on a lap in the meantime, though. Yeah, Larkin coming through sector 1. A 25.3 through this first sector, not as quick as Montana. There's 24.7 through the first sector. So you want to be looking sub 24. You want to be, if you're going on soft compound of tyres, maybe an odd 23 first sector could be necessary through there. But Larkin through the middle sector, I think he might have invalidated this lap actually. We'll keep on board with him. He's the only one that's given us any sort of action out on track. There has been no improvements, and yeah, Larkin I think suggesting that this is not a lap for him. In the meantime, the championship third is on a lap. Rafa, Montana's teammate, looking to go. He's on the set of hards. Not surprised there, and Rafa coming through the first sector. 24.3 through the first sector, that's the fastest we've seen through the first sector here tonight so far. Rafa through the middle sector, coming up towards turn 6, the left-hander. Then the double right, then the right-hander at turn 7, then coming through turns 8 and 9. Sorry, turns 9 and 10, what am I on about? I'm miscounting corners here. Turns 9 and 10, double left, looking nice there, really nice run from the LRT driver, and he's on the run down towards turn 11, 52.3 through the middle sector. So again, very good indicator there from Rafa, running wide, just running over the apex slightly. He takes a deeper line through, but that is going to just unstable the car a little bit through there. You want to be taking as little to that inside as possible. Schiaparelli, by the way, has gone second, the 32.7. He has got a lot of pace, and Schiaparelli is already proving that, and he's up to second in that Haas. 32.7 is current best, but just over a tenth and a half off Montana. We approach halfway in qualifying. Rafa, though, in the meantime, is on a lap coming through the final corner. This looks like he could be going third, I think, with this lap, and in fact he goes top. So ignore me, it's a Williams 1-2, it's a 32.5 from Rafa. Very nice lap, he goes to the top of the timing screens for now. Montana, by the way, was just starting a lap. We've got Harrison David on the lap. Waluigi, though, last week's pole position sitter, last week's first in qualifying, is on a lap in the Ferrari. And I hate to pick out on drivers, to be honest. If they are watching the stream, they're probably thinking, oh, why pick me? Why HYY, though, goals? To the top of the time screen, 32.2. That is on a set of soft compound of tyres, and I think he has to do that, to be honest. He's not one of the quickest drivers out on the grid. He is one of the most consistent. Who was that going off in the background? Who on earth was that slided out? Was that Game Boys? It wasn't. It was Schiaparelli losing it. So Schiaparelli losing it completely. That was in the background. We were just on board with Waluigi, who's gone 7th with a 32.9. Doom, in the meantime, has gone 2nd with a 32.5 and goes 8,000ths ahead of Rafa. Looking very close on the timing screens there. Rick coming across the line, 34.2, goes to the bottom of the timings at the minute, of those that have set laps. Harrison David now through turn 15 and into turn 16, the final corner. Straight into the pits. Goes Harrison David. Marquez's on a lap for Visceral Racing, and hopefully representatives of every esports team are watching this race here tonight. It is fantastic to have esports represented in any league, let alone League of Europe, which really puts to the soul the best level of driving here. 52 flat through the middle sector. Marquez is on a flyer here. Montana jumps up to second. It's a 2/10 improvement. 32.4 is his current provisional best. We are more than halfway through qualifying, and if you're just tuning in, I'm JemTed14, your Division 1 commentator, and YHYY leads the way in qualifying with a 32.2. But look, he is on a set of softs. everyone else on a set of hards, really, except for Max Jarry, who was also qualified on a set of softs. In the meantime, we are on board with the Irishman Marquez's, just over racing turn 14, slightly there on the exit, but very nice in the meantime. He's coming up towards the final corner now, runs wide. That might be an invalidation there, but Marquez comes across the line and he goes top. With a 32.1, nearly a tenth and a half improvement. I did say Marquez will put on a good showing here tonight. I hope he's been listening to the podcast, because I think the podcast is definitely one of those things that drivers should be looking at. Game Boys, in the meantime, goes quicker, the 31.8. We are going to be seeing the timings tumbling down. Wouters is coming through the final corner, though, the German. Very impressive debut last time out with that 4th place, and he comes across the line set at 32.8. Look at how close it is. From 2nd to 11th, you could really put a blanket over the whole lot there. So those 10 drivers, you could put a blanket over them, quite literally there, with a 32.1 down to 32.9 between, and in fact, yeah, with Valtteri and Bullet Boy both improving at the minute. Valtteri on a lap, improving by nearly 4.5 tenths through the middle sector. Of course, Valtteri as a reserve driver, the flying Finn, I'm going to call him, of League of Europe. And I hope he doesn't take offence to that at all. But Valtteri is coming through turn 14, hard into the braking zone. Nice, 40 mile an hour, just up to the 2nd gear on exit of the corner. Again, just gets the traction off nicely. And Valtteri looking good on this. It could go 2nd, could possibly go even top with this. Valtteri about to come across the line. He goes 7th in the end to 32.5, so just goes behind Doom by about 300ths of a second there. Bullet Boy, the other Alpha, is just coming through turn 14 at the 90-degree hairpin. Now through, I think, at turn 15 and into turn 16. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Bullet Boy decides to put it into the pit lane. Why wouldn't you at all? Jarry is on a lap in the meantime, the Dutchman. Just want to see, Rafa has gone 3rd in the meantime. I think I might have missed that. Rafa has gone 3rd. Ahead of YHYY, and that is only by 7,000ths of a second, so Rafa not in the best place there. But Game Boy's the only one in the 31s at the minute at this stage. Jarry coming through the final corner, running out of ERS, yeah, decides to shut up shop and put it into the pit lane as well. Not many drivers out on track. We've got V5HRL out on a lap at this stage in the McLaren. Don't think he's on a lap, and I think he'll be putting it into the pit lane here as well. As I say, there's not many drivers out on track, so this is going to give me a good chance to give you an indicator of who's been in the comment section since we've been live. Larkin coming in and saying he's very slow around here. Please don't ever watch me. Well, I had to. You were the only one really that was on a lap. I had to. 33.2 though is his current personal best. He can improve. If he hopes to go for a set of mediums, he can improve, as can most of the drivers, to be honest. And Larkin there in 13th. He's only 400th off V5HRL, so I would take a bit of positivity into that. Larkin has got a set of mediums in the garage, by the way, ready. We have got action coming out of the grid, and that is in the Red Bull garage. So I think, yep, there is a Red Bull coming in. That'll be Marquez coming into the pits, I do believe. Absolutely boring, nobody out on track, everyone waiting till the final 3 minutes. So, let me have a look at the comment section in the meantime. Softs will most likely not be used, says Yari, and Bullet Boy also coming in. I was only a 10th up on my lap. There's nothing happening out on track. This is ridiculous, this. This is absolutely unbelievable. Nothing happening out on track. Just having a look at some of the reactions on Discord, though. You also shouldn't do your Bullet Boy style practice as Game Boys. Harrison David saying he's in, and Waluigi wishing everyone good luck as well. And finally, we have got a car out on track. After of me waffling on, we've got Doom out on track. Now, Doom's sitting in 6th currently in qualifying. 32.5 is his provisional best at this stage. Of course, he will improve on that. He's on a set of mediums. What do you guys think? Can he do the business here tonight? Can Doom do the business here tonight? He's been one of the most unluckiest drivers of the season so far, spinning out of the last 2 races, very close to the end of the races on both occasions as well. Can Doom put in a good performance here tonight? By that indicator in qualifying, I think he can. I haven't said my top 3 in qualifying because I did mention that in the podcast. Go and have a look back and I'm even going to have a look back after this race and see how close I got to my predictions. But Doom is on an outlap at this stage. Watch out for Schiaparelli as well. Schiaparelli, that is going to take a bit of getting used to that name. Hopefully we'll be seeing him more often, which is fantastic, and hopefully I can get used to his name more often as well. But Schiaparelli on an outlap, there's plenty on outlaps. Most will be going mediums, I do believe, possibly another set of hards. Interesting. We're going to get on board with Doom for a lap. In the meantime, I'll just give you an update on what's happening in Division